Okay, hi everyone. It's been a minute, huh? And I'm so sorry about missing some shows. I haven't been doing too well in the health department. Um, like I caught like a cold first. Started having problems with my leg, and I don't want to like complain too much because that's not what I'm about. And that I kind of just go silent, you know. Uh, Hi, Cold Warrior. I go instead of complaining, I go silent. But only I feel like I owe you guys at least an explanation for being silent for so long. But I was having like a lot of pain in my leg, and I don't know how many people have watched the video of my hospital escapades, but only I nearly lost my leg. I've had two surgeries to restore blood flow. I wonder why I wonder why it keeps on doing that. It's acting like I'm not streaming right, but it says my stream is good. But so I was having a lot of pain, and I complained to my primary care doctor, and he gave me this like a patch to put on for pain, and the I put the patch on, and then I started having heart attacks, and I have four heart stents on my heart in the right on the heart in the little arteries that feed your heart. So I started having heart attacks, like almost all the like it was like getting a lot of buffering. I don't know what the heck. They upgraded the software. Yeah, I'm on. Yeah. Um, they upgraded the software on the OBS, and maybe I'm having problems with that. I don't know. Let me look here. Stream output. I should be good. Oh well. It could be that there's a lot of people online at my house right now using their equipment. Hopefully, the buffering stops. But anyways, this pain patch, I mean, it was helping with the pain, but only I started having like heart attack after heart attack after heart attack, and I was eating these little. Let me show you these things, right? I'm sure everybody knows what they are. You put them under your tongue, and it stops the heart attack. It looks like it's gonna keep on doing that, huh? Oh well. So I didn't associate the heart attacks with the pain patch, and then the second week I put the patch. I took the patch off, and then for like 3 days, and I wasn't wearing it, and the pain in the leg started getting more serious. But I wasn't having heart attacks, but I just still hadn't put it together. And then I put the patch on again, and like within 20 hours or something like that, I started having heart attacks again. Like almost like one constant heart attack, day and night, day and night. And it was scaring me. I got to admit, I was starting to really freak out. You guys aren't seeing my stream? Hmm. That's interesting. It says everything's green, everything in both things. So when you don't feel good, and it is hard to get enthusiastic about everything or anything when you're having heart attacks. Mostly all you can think about is, are you going to be alive in the next 5 minutes? Is basically. So you're doing a lot of praying and all that. And so the last thing I was worried about was doing any kind of live stream or anything like that. But I took the patch off like one day early, it was causing some other problems. So I took the patch off, and then within a few hours, I was already feeling better, and the heart attacks are going away. And I was thinking, wait a minute, So I had my annual doctor appointment to the vascular surgeon that looks at my leg, and I wanted to go in and tell him, I've been having a lot more problem with the leg. I mean, really, a lot of it. I mean, it hurts like crazy. I wonder what it is, man. Everything seems to be good. I don't know why I'm buffering, but I'm buffering too. I see it turning. Hopefully, it'll stop doing that. If not, I'll restart it. And I know that's a pain in the butt, but hey. But I went and seen the cardiovascular guy. No, it's actually called Butran or Butran, something like that. It's actually to help get off of pain medicine. It's like stops withdrawals and stuff like that. But it also can help with pain. But yeah, man, all of a sudden, I took it off, and then I wasn't having the problems. So when I was seeing the vascular surgeon, they found that the blood flow to the leg is low again. Like, it's not 90. Like the last time when they did the surgery 3 years ago, I was only getting 5% of the blood to the leg. So 95% wasn't making it. So we had to do a surgery. So this time the pulse was weak in the foot, and so I had to, he's saying now they have to go in and check it, and I told him about the patch and what was happening. He told me, don't put another patch on. Whatever you do, you want to stay alive. So no patch. I'm feeling better. In fact, good enough to do a live stream. And here I am. And if this little thing buffers one more time on me, I'm gonna start the stream over again. Sorry about that. But tonight, I wanted to come on and tell you guys all that. I want to tell you I love you guys. I think about you all the time. You guys are always in my prayers. And then I'm asking for prayers too. Like, I would love to not have another surgery. I don't like surgeries because they have to go cut in the same exact spot. It was called Butran or something like that. I don't know about Suboxone. But only, once I was off, hey, my heart started feeling better, and but only it's pretty scary when you have heart attacks. I mean, it is really scary. I don't know how many of you guys ever had a heart attack, but it is the most scariest thing. It feels like you're like walking the fence between life and death. You know what I mean? And it's scary, real scary. But tonight, I don't have a lot of time because I got behind on everything. I mean, my wife was complaining because we don't have a dryer, and it's been foggy and cold, and the clothes won't dry. So she's doing like 9 loads of laundry right now. You probably could hear the washer in the background. And we're gonna take it. We're gonna take everything over and dry it at a laundromat. So wash it here, dry it at a laundromat. Yeah, exactly, Ghost Wolf. That they are always practicing, kind of like lawyers, huh? But the doctors are always practicing. In fact, that's what my vascular surgeon was calling. He goes, he called his thing a practice. And I looked at him. Whoa, I hate that word practice. Cool. Well, I'm glad I'm loud and clear. What they did is they did a new update on they have the software that everyone uses to go live on, to live stream. They upgraded, and they made it kind of cool, but only all the settings got reset. And I was trying to remember what all the settings were, and I think I got it all set back, to what it was set at, but I'm not real sure, if. And then I have my wife on a laptop and my mom's on a Roku in her room, so they're all using the wireless. Even though I'm wired directly to the router, the router seems to be good. I reset it before I started, made them mad. That's how I knew they were on they're online using the wireless, because I cut them off for a second. Okay, but I wanted to talk tonight. I wanted to talk a little bit about Bigfoot and cameras. Like, nope, there it goes. There it goes. Okay, that's it. It's buffering. I'm gonna stop this right here, and I'm gonna reset it. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so hang tight. Let's see what's going on here. Yes, we are. Okay, so what I did was I lowered the bit rate. We'll see what happens. This could be just a glitch in the software. I'm not sure. I think it's going to make the video quality lower though, what I did, but hey, I mean, in order to keep me from buffering, that's, I guess you got to do what you got to do. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. What I wanted to talk about tonight was Bigfoot and cameras. Okay, and there's this big debate, about Bigfoot is like a biological red blood bleeding entity or sentient being, right? Like, but they don't have any powers, or they're just like us, no powers. They just run around like a bear or a mountain lion or anything in the woods, and they're only over the years. We put game cameras out in the woods, and sometimes as high as 6 or 7 cameras, and all the cameras, like, this is what's kind of weird. Like, it's every once in a while you get one camera that'll malfunction or something like that. Only when Bigfoot comes around, all of them malfunction at the same time. And then, what's really weird is usually if a game camera or any kind of electronic device malfunctions, usually it doesn't work again. You know what I mean? Or you have to charge the batteries. Usually it's one of the two. Only with Bigfoot, when he comes around, all of them malfunction, and then once, I don't know if he like lets it come back on, or when he gets far enough away from him, or he get far enough away from the camera, they all start working again and taking pictures just like there was nothing wrong with them. And what's really weird is some of them will take pictures while they're they'll be that's how I know they're malfunctioning, is they'll take dark pictures. There's nothing there. It's just black. Nothing in there, and it'll take several, and all the cameras will take pictures, and there won't be anything there but blackness, and all of a sudden they'll start working again, and then there's you can see it again. And I mean, then the camera works perfectly fine, and we keep using the cameras, and there's nothing wrong with them. It just seems like when the Bigfoot come around, then that's when they malfunction, and it's the weirdest thing. And I wanted to know if some of you guys have had the same kind of, if you guys even go out and do that kind of stuff or use cameras. I was wondering how many of you had that happen to you with game cameras, or even cell phones, or cameras that you carry around. Hi, Odie and Winter. How are you? And Susan and Pam. Hi, Pam. I saw you call, Pam, but only I was watching Bobo doing a live feed. And when I came back, I actually got called away. And when I came back, I seen that I missed a call from you. But I don't have the messenger on my phone, but I have it on the computer. Yeah, now sometimes the sound recorders will go wonky, cameras, cell phone, everything electronic will go wonky at the same time, and then they'll start working again. The only time that I notice that they'll work and not go wonky is if the Bigfoot doesn't know they're there. If they didn't figure out that there's a camera or a recorder there, it won't go wonky. It'll work and it'll take pictures. And there's lots of pictures of Bigfoots with game cameras, and a lot of recordings too. I like the recording idea, the audio, but only it's hard to prove, for it's not something to share online because you can't say exactly what's on the audio recording, even though like we know what it is. John Q. Public, they don't know what it is, and sometimes even I don't even know what it is. Like you can't tell if it's a bear or a deer, unless you have a video backing it up, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so I was wondering if anyone else had problems like that, with their game cameras or anything like that. And then another thing about the game cameras, there was a question that came up in the live stream that Bobo was doing about the Bigfoot being able to see in the light spectrum. And I know I've talked about this on here before. And what was cool was Big Bobo agrees with me that they can see in the infrared because they go, like when you have a camera, they go around it. They totally avoid anything with infrared. Even if you have a handheld camera, like say you have a night shot camera and stuff like that, they avoid that. As soon as you turn it on, like we had security cameras that, regular security cameras that has all the little diodes on it, the infrared diodes or lights, whatever you want to call it. And soon as we would like bait them, and they would come in really close in camera shot range. And then as soon as we turn the cameras on, they quickly, I mean, faster than the camera can pick them up, get out of range of the camera, and then they stay out of range of the camera, and actually they'll move around to the side or something like that where the camera's not aiming, and then when you aim the camera that way or start moving it that way, they move back out of range. And we even had one that we hooked up this deal that was like a spotlight with infrared, an infrared spotlight where you could move it around like that. And when they realized that we had the spotlight that would go 300 feet, they stayed 300 feet out there. And then it didn't matter, that they knew that we could aim it like a spotlight, and they stayed out of range of this infrared. And I'm finding that really interesting that they, one, can have an influence on cameras and recording, or really electronic devices, and two, that they can get like far out of the infrared range, and that they can see in the infrared spectrum. And that would make sense if they can see in the dark and run around like in total pitch black, no moonlight or anything like that. I mean, that means they already could see light we can't see, or they could see better in no light, which I think is interesting. And now I'm going to get to chat because that I just wanted to get that out there. And if you guys have like something, videos or anything like that, I would love to share them on here. Or if you have experience with with the cameras, like Bobo, for instance. He talked about that they set up 6 cameras, game cameras, and the Bigfoot came in and the cameras malfunctioned, all 6 of them. And when they went in to the next day to collect the cameras, all the cameras are facing the ground, and the batteries were dead, and the cameras had taken pictures, but they were all dark, and there was nothing there, but all the cameras had been twisted to face down. So you know that it was the Bigfoot that came in and moved those cameras. And so they made his cameras malfunction, all 6, and they physically went and turned the cameras aiming down. So then whatever bait they were using, they were free to do whatever they want right there in this camera trap that they made. And I think it's interesting, real interesting. And I want to test it some more, because there has to be a way, like I think it's going to have to be like the actual heat cameras. I think that's going to be the only way to really catch them, and they don't know, because it doesn't shoot a beam off. It actually is taking heat signature, and I'm almost thinking that's going to be the best way to do it. Too bad they don't have game cameras like that yet, and probably when they do, they'll be too expensive for me, and probably everyone else too. So let's see what everybody's saying. Can you put a pinhole in tape over the camera light so it works still? That's an interesting question. Maybe that's something to try. I heard there was some cameras that cost like $1,000, or and they shoot a different frequency range in the IR, and maybe I know that's too expensive to do like a trial on, but maybe they can't see that light. Maybe those will work. I don't know. I know one thing that they can't see. They can't see motion detector. Whatever motion detectors use, they don't see that because they set off the motion detectors. And I often thought about like rigging up lights in the trees around the camp to come on when the motion sensors go off, and light up the whole camp, and have like game cameras and stuff like that also fire off when the light comes on, not when the motion sensor goes on, but as soon as the light comes on, the lights that you put in, then that would start. It would make the cameras start taking a picture every 2 seconds or something like that, or start video on one and pictures on the other one, and catch them in the middle with all the light. You know what I mean? Like they would have to like disappear, like I Dream of Jeannie or something like that, to get out of there. Especially if I put the cameras in things that on the side of pickup trucks and tents and stuff like that, where it's already man-made stuff that, because when you put a game camera on a tree, it sticks out like a sore thumb, if you know what I mean. Like, I know they're not stupid, so, if we can walk around in the woods and pick out game cameras on trees, they can walk around in the woods and pick out game cameras on trees. You know what I mean? The cameras aren't really that heavy. Maybe a pound. The batteries weigh more than the cameras sometimes. And then some of them are big and they weigh, but they have more of the infrared lights on them usually. Let's see. A car dash cam? Car dash cam. See, I thought that's more, now you're thinking like me, like they won't see, like I don't think they know all the gadgets on a car or something. Like, so you could put stuff in cars and they won't recognize it, I don't think. How to get it to set it off, that would be the thing, But I know I'm not fast enough to jump out of the tent with a camera. I've tried that a bunch of times. And I even had people that don't have anything wrong with them try to, get out of the tent real fast. But, like you got to zip the door and do all this stuff and make all this noise. And it doesn't work, Even though the sensors go off and you're alerted that they're there, you can't get out of the tent fast enough they disappear as soon as they start hearing the rustling around in the tent. They're gone. The only way I could think of is just bust out, like make it Velcro, and like put the door, Velcro the door. That way you could just bust out of it, like grab the camera and just bust right through the thing and just knock it off, knock the door off because it's just held by Velcro. I mean, I this is something I think about all the time because I want to catch them. I don't have to find them. I know where they are. Catching them on video, that's the part that's the challenge. You know what? That's the part that's the challenge, is catching them on video. And I'm open to all kinds of suggestions on like how to hide the camera, or I don't know. I've tried a bunch of different things. I've even thought about putting them in a log or something, like a tree branch, and cutting a hole in it, and then mounting the camera in, and cut a piece of bark or something that would go over that and make it, or a part of, cut the branch, make a little door, and then router out a space for the camera and leave, the outside part of the branch so that you could put it back on and have a hole for the camera. But only if they can see the IR, they're going to still see the beam of the IR, coming through the hole out of the branch. So I don't know, I have to think about that. So cars have red lights on dash for security, so they may think it's that. That's a good idea. IR cameras. Interesting. Hi, Amanda. You're not late. We're here. Did she catch anything? See, I've thought about that too. Like if putting it in something that looks all natural to be in the area. And the only thing is, like, usually when you have it in there, maybe it might not function properly because it's set back inside, Yeah, lots of deer, huh? It was deer eating the veggies, probably. The deer are notorious for that. They even eat apple trees. I mean, they'll eat the leaves and everything off the apple trees. They'll kill an apple tree. Deer are pretty bad. So let me see. There was some other ones. Maybe I could scroll up. Yeah. Yeah, I heard about Claudia doing the lawsuit. She's doing the thing with Todd, right? And I heard Jeffrey Gonzalez, I guess Todd is coming down here and, shooting some kind of TV show thing down here. And I heard Jeffrey might be hooking up with them and doing a show with Todd. So, like, he's traveling along the thing. I'm feeling pretty good now. I was explaining earlier, I was having heart attacks every day, and it was actually from a pain patch called Butran or something like that. It was the lowest dose. It actually did help with the pain, but only it was causing me to have a heart attack all the time. And I knew it was a heart attack because I could take one of these and the heart attack would go away for like 15 minutes and then would come back again. So once I figured out it was the patch and I took the patch off, no more heart attacks. So I'm happy. No, Todd, can't remember his last name. I guess he got a hold of Jeff because of our work that we did around Avocado Lake. And they still have Avocado Lake closed, by the way, which is real interesting because they on their yeah, dude, uh, heart attacks are the scariest thing in the world. I'm gonna tell you. Like I used to joke that I if I was sleeping in my car and I looked out the window, when we were out squatching, and I would sleep in my car, and if I looked out the window and a Bigfoot was looking in the window, I would have a heart attack. That was when I was healthy, right? Only now I don't joke like that no more, man. Heart attacks scare the what out of me because you feel like you're like got one foot in the grave, kind of like, or it scares the what. And I if you guys don't see me, most of the time it's because I'm just really busy, but sometimes it might be my health. And so like say a few prayers if you don't hear from me for a little while. In about a week, maybe a little over a week, I have to go in for a ultrasound on the femoral artery, and they're gonna see if the femoral artery is narrowing, and the theory that they have right now is that the scar tissue is growing back, like the last time I had to have it operated on. From So this will be like if they have to go in, they'll have to cut. This will be the third surgery in the same spot, and it's not a fun surgery. It's a scary one. Only it's not. I mean, I want to hang out and I want to be part of the world. I don't want to. Even though the other side is really cool and I've been there. I want to be around for like with my grandkids and everybody for a little while more. And I'm enjoying, I'm enjoying everything over here, and I don't really want to. I'm not ready to go. So, um, I'm kind of not looking forward to this. It's too scary. Yeah, and then there's the downtime. Like when they do a surgery, they cut into my groin. Like it starts like right below the belt line, and then it runs down through the crease in your leg, and then it goes into my thigh. So it goes into that crease right there, where your leg bent. Your leg is attached to your torso. And if anybody's ever cut their finger in a crease in their finger, you know how hard it is for things to heal in a crease, and how, like you can't bend it and stuff like that. So when they do a surgery right there, um, you have to lay flat for a long time, and you can't bend it because you can't risk breaking the artery open. And so you for a long time, for a while, you got to be like flat, and then when you do get to the artery is good. But only that takes a while for the actual incision to heal, and then it makes it worse when you're bending and sitting and walking and stuff like that. So it's not a fun surgery at all. And they're messing around with the main artery that feeds your leg. But I guess the downside would be you lose your leg if you don't get the surgery. So I'm gonna get the surgery because I like having my leg as well. Yeah, it's no, I don't know how they do it. That's what happened to my dad. They did a triple bypass on him, and then they harvested pieces of vein, I guess, out of his leg, and then bypassed it with that. But he's using some kind of a I can't remember what he called it. It's called an endarterectomy. So you can look that up, and that's what he's doing, is an endarterectomy. Even though that sounds like something from the Flintstone days, man. Yeah. Yeah, so Todd Standing, that's right. Todd Standing, and I'm not sure. Like, I think what he's doing with people. I don't know if Jeffrey. Like, I know he's. I was surprised to see that he was doing something with Claudia, and then Jeff started talking about he's doing something with them, and I know he's suing Canada to make Bigfoot uh, recognized. And I have a feeling he wants to work on California too, because I have a feeling the reason he's targeting California is because California is so liberal, and they just about will do anything over here. You know what I mean? Like a little fish or a frog or whatever, it can stop construction on things we really need and stuff like that. So, but I think he's actually targeting California. So he's trying to find people that have really good evidence that can make a strong case in court in California, and Jeff would be one of those, and Claudia is one of those. And there's probably a few more people in California too. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I never heard him say anything about using pig parts on me. Um, I'm not sure. Yeah, well, I have a feeling Todd actually talked her into doing the lawsuit. I don't think that's something she was doing. You know what I mean? I think he approached her with that idea. I'm not sure if that's what he approached Jeffrey with, but I think that he is looking for people that have evidence, or can take people to an area where they can have an experience, and that would be Jeff or me, or any of the guys that go with us. We pretty much can. I mean, it's not, you can't, like, not every single time does Bigfoot show up, or make himself known, even though they might be right there 5 feet away from you, but only not every time do they you know make themselves known or show up. But I would say 99% of the time, Bigfoot shows up and makes himself pretty well known. Throws rocks, knocks on trees, vocalizes and everything. And every once in a while, somebody gets a glimpse of him. And so I would say that's what Todd Standing's doing in California. Oh, really? She got mad because Sasquatch scared the little girls. Um, I wonder if she knows that little girls are the best bait for a Bigfoot. Like, if you want Bigfoot to show up, bring little girls, and Bigfoot will show up. If you're in an area where Bigfoot is, that's almost the best way to get Bigfoot to come out, is have little girls, especially blonde little girls. I don't know if I think hers are dark headed, but I think it doesn't really matter. But only, like, they like to watch little girls or little kids, and I don't know, like, I don't know if she understands that or not, but like that's how come I don't take my grandkids to where well, we go camping and stuff like that, but I don't take them to the real hot spot areas, even though that Bigfoot could be around there watching us in the areas where we camp anyways. I mean, I'm finding they're everywhere. I think I've met Ed Brown a couple times at the up in Northern California, at the museum, Mike Ruggs Museum. We would go, several times. We went up there to help him raise money to keep the museum open, and I might have met her too there. I met a lot of people there, um, a lot, and I mean, like, they were my friends. I started friending them way back, like 2012 and stuff like that. And I met everybody at the Felton Bigfoot Museum, Mike Ruggs' place.
And it's a cool thing. I mean, when he has a fundraiser, I try to go to all of them. I missed this one this last summer, but if he has one this summer, I'm going, and we'll help him raise money and keep it on the air because he's a cool old guy and he has a pretty good story. If you're ever in the area, I suggest stopping over there. It's over by Santa Cruz, and it's not a very big place, but it has a lot of stuff in there. And Mike Rugg has a really good story about when he was a little kid seeing a Bigfoot, and it's a cool place if you're ever in the area. I suggest stopping by and then tell him I said hi. He might remember me maybe. All right, Pam, you have a good one. Yeah, I know I'm up against the X Files. I don't watch. I like the X Files and everything, but I'm not a. I like the older ones. This new one seems almost like comical or something. I watched a little bit last week, and unless they have a Bigfoot one, they're not really paranormal like. This time they're all. It seems like mostly conspiracy theory alien thing, and I have a theory on aliens, and I don't think they're aliens. Okay, and I haven't thought they were aliens for a long time. I think they've been here for. You know I think they've been here. I think they're extra dimensional. Maybe Bigfoot is extra dimensional. Maybe Bigfoot, aliens, and all that are all from the same place. Here, but they're on the same side. I guess you could say. But only I don't have any proof of it. That's just my opinion. Um, that's just my opinion. In fact, like right now, the this political stuff with Trump and the Democrats and stuff like that. The way everybody's fighting and all that. I actually am beginning to think that this isn't. This whole political thing isn't really political. I have a feeling this is more the good side again, almost like Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like the Force. I'm starting to think that there's more going on. Like the bad guys are getting taken out, and I'm all for that because I actually believe a long time. Like since Reagan, I've been thinking that there's these bad people in there running our country, making bad decisions and robbing us of our, everybody's hard-earned money, their all that stuff. Well, hopefully, Daniel, I don't have to do the surgery. Even though the doctor said, like, if if there's less blood flow, then he might want to go in and schedule it because blood is a weird thing, like if you don't get enough blood oxygen, things start dying. And that's what's wrong with my leg now is the first time that the artery got blocked, there was no oxygen at all for about 8 days. So within minutes, things start dying, and the longer that you don't have blood, the more things die. And so, it's kind of scary. Yeah, and it makes a lot of pain. I know it does make a lot of pain. And what's really bad is usually, like some things will grow back, but a lot of stuff won't grow back. The longer that you don't have the blood oxygen, the more damage that's done, it doesn't grow back. Some of it doesn't grow back. And sometimes the pain is permanent. And it takes sometimes a year to find out what is going to be the permanent pain and what is going to, what's going to like grow back and heal. So that's the downside, That's why he said he's not going to let it get real like narrowed and cut blood off too long, if it is scar tissue going, then probably will have a surgery. And how like was his artery like totally blocked, or was it just only narrowed? Like plaque or something like that got in there, or what do they call it? The I can't remember, but if you eat oatmeal, it supposedly helps. Was it, just did it narrow down or get blocked in there? And because I a lot of times, if it's getting blocked, it takes a little while for the damage to happen. You know what I mean? And so, plus, you'll grow little arteries all around, and they call it collateral blood flow, and it'll help. And that's actually what happened with me. That's how come it took 15 years from the first time that it was blocked to the second time I had to have the surgery, because it was slowly getting blocked, and because the body tries to heal itself all the time, so it was sending out little arteries growing around it, and it was giving it collateral flow. So it wasn't as bad as the first time. Still bad though. 95% was blocked, and 5%. So yeah, well, I'll take the surgery besides losing my leg or foot or something like that. And it's the worst part is it affects the farthest place away from your heart first. So you start hurting around your foot and ankle and stuff like that first, and then as it gets worse, it goes up the leg. And a lot of times it's permanent damage. And I hope your dad didn't have a lot of permanent damage. I hope they caught it in time to where the permanent nerve damage was minimal. And I'm glad that he's still with you too, because that's a serious thing. You even can lose your life, that way. I've actually been. Wow, that's good. Reiki, however you say that. He started doing Reiki. I have no idea what that is. Um, I have been researching stem cell, and I know like a while back, stem cells were from embryos, and it was real controversial and everything like that. And even though it works, right, the stem cell thing works. And then like people that have damage, like nerve damage and stuff like that, they can inject stem cells around there, and they go to where you need healing, and they start healing, and there's less scar tissue and stuff like that, so it can help you heal a lot faster. Only they've advanced the stem cells. It's not embryo stem cells anymore. Now they can take the umbilical cord from a baby, a live born baby, not an aborted anything, not a dead anything, and just the umbilical cord. When the baby's born, and they can ask for the umbilical cord from the mom, and they could get stem cells, really good stem cells, from probably the best stem cells from the umbilical cord. And then there's another way they can do it. They could get it from your bone marrow, actually from you. So they could get it from you and then use your own stem cells on you. And then there's no other babies or anybody else involved. It's yours. And now they even can do liposuction on your fat and get stem cells out of the fat, and actually like they can do it within an hour. So you could go in and say you're going to have knee surgery, instead of knee surgery or tendon surgery or anything like that, or arthritis, they can take the liposuction and suction and then take the stem cells out of it, and in an hour they can separate them and then re-inject it back into you in the areas that you need it and start healing. And it takes a little while to heal because it's growing brand new tissue and bone and stuff like that. So that's something really interesting, and I'm hoping that they speed that up after hearing Trump say that he's tired of people going, like people that have the disease I have, RSD. And one of the ways that they cure it is they put you in a coma, and it supposedly when you're in the coma for 5 days, it resets the brain signals, and when you wake up from the coma, it like restarts your nervous system, and then you don't have pain. Man, I have Meniere's too. I've had Meniere's ever since I was in my 20s. That would be interesting. Only now I'm mostly deaf in my left ear, and the ear, and I don't have vertigo anymore. I'm way past that, but the ear is pretty much destroyed from Meniere's. That's interesting. But see, that's the thing is like you got to go somewhere, Mexico, Germany, anywhere, and then pay big old giant bucks. So it's a lot of money to stay there and then get there and back and everything, and then pay for the procedure cash. And I like that the idea Trump had to keep that here. Like maybe our government should like loosen up and let stuff happen here. You know what I mean? Like instead of taking it to Germany, let's keep it all here. I mean, you're going to do it anyways, or people are going to do it anyways. So I think I like that idea. You know, I like the idea of everything being in America. I I actually was thinking those people that were not clapping and stuff last night, they're pretty much un-American if they weren't clapping, because he was all about America, jobs for America. I mean, I think he really is trying really hard, and he has come. I don't think I've ever seen anyone come under the scrutiny that anyone like this guy has. I mean, they've threatened his life. They threatened his family's life. They go after his kid. I mean, the little kid. I mean, they should lay off, man. It's not cool. It's not cool. But I like the idea of having, being able to do stem cell. But what I have found with the stem cell research is that there's no downside, really. The only downside is it doesn't work. I mean, that's the only downside. It doesn't do damage. Your leg doesn't fall off, or your appendage doesn't fall off. I mean, there is no downside. There's no, like with, I was taking the Bootran patch, and it was giving me heart attacks, right? That's a downside, you know what I mean? Like, we were trying something new and it was about to kill me. Only stem cells doesn't have that kind of downside, so I'm pretty cool with that. Aw, man, I'm sorry for your loss, man. 7 years, that's a long time to fight. And I know how it goes. Cholesterol, that's the word I was looking for, that blocks the arteries. Um, it's a tough thing, you know what I mean? And when you're fighting the cholesterol thing, he might have had problems all over his body clogging up, and who knows. And that's another conspiracy thing. I agree with you. I don't think there's a not unmoral way to do it anymore. I think it's all moral now. I mean, like way back in the day, it was like Frankenstein stuff, but it's not like that anymore. I mean, read up on it. They're actually doing it in some places in the United States, like with sports medicine and arthritis and stuff like that. But it has a lot more things that it can do. Like people with a heart attack, if they inject it to the heart, instead of growing scar tissue where the heart had the heart attack, it'll actually grow new heart. That's cool, because usually when it's like if the heart dies and then it turns into scar tissue, that part never ever comes back. Well, if they can make it come back with stem cells, I think that's really cool. I would love to see that happen. Yeah, like he where he is right now, he's more alive than us, man. And don't worry, he's over there and he's having a great time, and he is back to what he would be like in his mid 20s or something like that. And I'm sure that he keeps tabs on you when you're over there. All you have to do is think about your loved ones or your offspring or your brothers or sisters or whatever, whoever you love. All you have to do is think about them, actually anyone, and you know everything about them, and you can see them. You could see them with you know where they are. You know what, you can listen to their conversation, and you don't have to go there. That's really cool. That part. So I mean, and it's a dimensional thing. You know what I mean? Like, so he could be like right here, right next to you, and you don't even know, and because they actually can come and check on you if they want to. And I think that they can even let you know they're near you. But I don't think that people come and haunt back, or get stuck in this dimension or whatever. Like, I think you'd have to want to, like, I don't know. I wasn't stuck. I'll tell you that much. I was over there, and I was realizing I could travel at the speed of thought. I could, when I thought of my family, I knew where they were, what they were doing. It was interesting, and I wasn't in any pain. It was life on steroids. Like it was more real than this. It was more real than that. And then we'll all be there sooner or later. We're all going the same way. I don't know anyone that has beat that one. You know, I don't know anybody that's able to stay alive forever yet. I mean, like in this life, but you do stay alive forever. But once you leave this realm, you go to another realm and you still don't die. So he's not really dead. He's alive, and he's more alive than ever, and he's probably enjoying the heck out of it. And I look forward to being there one day, but I'm not done here yet. Yeah, my dad died in October of 1986, and he was on it. He went in for his second triple bypass surgery on his heart. He had his first one at age 34. And so I know, I know how it is. And then my grandfather, he had a heart attack. He jumped off a diving board, hit the pool water, and had a heart attack and died in the pool. So I've been losing. In fact, I'm older. I've been taking care of my mom. She lives with me for, I don't know, a dozen years now, and she's getting ready to turn 79. I'll be 59. She'll be 79. But only when she goes, I'm the next generation to go. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when I was younger, there was multiple generations of old folks ahead of me, and it seemed like a long time before I would be where I am now, but life goes really quick. So if you have a bucket list or anything like that, go for it. Like, do those things because I mean, you never know. You never know when your day is. I mean, you could be 25 years like me. I was 42 when they blocked the artery in my leg, and it changed my life. I mean, I lost my whole career. I lost everything. I even died and came back, but only you never know. It could be the last day on earth today, you don't know. So don't get all caught up in all the cares and worries and all that. If you have a bucket list, like start checking them things off. Start doing them things. I believe in astral projection as well. Just don't get caught in the demonic thing. It is real, and do everything like prayerfully. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying astral projection is demonic. If I think that the supernatural. There I think that the bad guys use the same powers and everything the good guys use. You know what I mean? But it's how they use them and what they use them for. If you catch my drift, like, so I mean, a lot of stuff ain't bad. Like Reiki might not be bad. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff that it isn't bad. But only, is it gonna take you away from? Is it gonna lead you away from the good side, or is it going to take you to the good side? You know what I mean? So always be mindful of how far you're getting away from the good side. Because it's real. That part I can tell you for sure, man. When I was in Africa, I faced some demons, real live demons, and some here in the United States afterwards. And then after I died, it even stepped up, because all of a sudden I became like more sensitive, or in the know. I don't know. Something changed inside of me. Like, I can tell when there's Bigfoot around. That's the weird part. In Ghost Wolf, he also, like, when I had him on, he also has that same thing where you can see the supernatural, and you can see things and feel things and know things. But yeah. Yeah, I'm the shield now, man. I'm the one. I'm the shield. I'm the dartboard. Well, you guys, my wife let me know I have to go to the laundromat. Maybe I'll go live at the laundromat. I don't know. And we'll talk some more over there. Because I missed you guys. I love you guys. I love coming on and chatting with you guys. And I mean, you guys are wonderful, beautiful people. And I love you guys so much. And I got away from saying that. I was forgetting to say that I love you guys, but only I truly do, from deep in my heart, love you guys. I actually love all humans, but the ones that watch me, of course, I'm gonna love them more. And I like hanging out with you. I like chatting with you. Yeah, Ouija boards, like, stay away from those, man. For sure, stay away from those. Yeah, and I don't see anything wrong with the energy part of Reiki, or however you say it. But only it's the religion part of it, or what they call religion. I think of religion different than everyone else. Like, I'm not religious, okay? I'm not. I just believe in Jesus. I'm almost like with Bigfoot. I believe there's a Bigfoot. I believe there's a Jesus. I also believe there's demons. But only I don't go to church or anything like that. And the only thing I do religiously is drink coffee and take a crap every morning. That's my religion. I religiously do those things. I religiously pray too, and I pray for everyone on here. And I actually want to where okay, so the next time I come on, we're going to talk about how to find Bigfoot, because I could tell you exactly how. Some of it might be almost like what Rio says. I mean, he's pretty sharp, and he found a way to find him too and change his life. It's not really hard. It isn't. You just got to go to the areas like where if you were going to be looking for some place to live off the land, it has to have all the things you need: food, water, shelter, stuff like that. So when you find those things, you found Bigfoot. You just have to be patient because a lot of times they're not going to just jump out at you. You know what I mean? Bring a little girl and they might, or bring little kids and they might show up because they like to watch little kids for reals. All right, you guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go do some laundry. Maybe while I'm waiting on the dryers to dry the clothes, I might pop in on my phone. But I want you guys, I love you guys so much. I'm going to try to get on. Now that I'm feeling better, you guys will see me more often. And I have some guests lined up. I don't have them locked in stone on dates or anything, a certain date or anything like that. But only I have some people that said they will come in and talk about their experiences and stuff like that. And I'm looking forward to it. And just wanted to pop in and let you guys know I'm alive, still kicking and everything. So y'all have a nice night and sweet dreams, okay? Because I am now that I'm not having heart attacks.